What's going on, everyone? Bart here with Tully Television. I want to thank you for our recent milestone, guys, of reaching over 100 subscribers on this channel. It's not without you uh, that I would have any success. It's totally you guys tuning in, you guys totally liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, all that great stuff. Check us out if you just stopping by or if you've been here for a while. I'm sure there's a video somewhere you haven't come across yet. But today I'm going to be getting into, or re-getting into, our Nightcrawler comic book series run that we've been doing over the last, a while here. It's a series that ran from 2004 to 2005 and lasted 12 issues. We're currently on issue number 10 here of Nightcrawler, The Winding Way. And this is part 4 out of 5. And basically, where we pick up here is that we, there's been a search for the Soul Sword, okay? And it's bringing in people like Vermin, people like Nightmare, uh, Kurt's adoptive sister, Amanda Stefton, has been involved in this. Nightcrawler's adoptive mother, I want to get this name right, Morgali Zardos, uh, is involved in this story too. Basically, the Soul Sword um, is just a really powerful artifact in the Marvel Universe, comic book universe. I don't think we've come across it in the MCU yet. But yes, that's where we're at with this particular issue. Kurt's now in Florida at another circus that held him captive, and we see Man Thing basically being used to try to track Kurt down because they're in Florida, and mainly Man Thing. Um, I just want to make sure I'm not saying the wrong thing. Yeah, Man Thing, because DC has another character. I just want to make sure I wasn't saying Swamp Thing when it's Man Thing. But basically, when Kurt shows up to Florida at that circus that was holding him being, holding him captive all those years ago, we noticed that a lot of the circus workers are being transformed into demon-like creatures, uh, giving Kurt, Wolverine, and Christine Palmer a run for their money. It's very hard for Nightcrawler to keep paying attention to certain things when he's also trying to protect the people being possessed, protecting Christine Palmer, uh, still trying to find out what this is all about. But sure than Shysta, we see Man Thing here again, still being used to try to find the Soul Sword. But we see Kurt's family, so to speak, with Nightmare coming to where Wolverine and Nightcrawler are. Again, I like the art in this series. I thought the art in this was pretty good. Kurt is being explained to by Nightmare and Amanda Stefton and the mother, adoptive mother, what this is all about. Nightmare um, seems to want to help, but again, Nightmare is always a character after his own goals. Even if it appears he's doing something good, it's usually for nefarious purposes to help him at the end of the day. He is named Nightmare after all. But we finally find out where the Soul Sword has been all of this time. And I just want to make sure that, yeah, basically, it was inside of Kurt the whole time. The Soul Sword. He was the worthiest carrier for it. And then finally, the one person who seems to be looking for it exits this man's mouth and puts Kurt and the rest of everyone in trouble because, as we soon learn, that the creature is named Hive, right? And Wolverine just took out Christine Palmer. So Wolverine, with a conscience, being aware of what he is doing is a problem. Being possessed by a demon type of creature who doesn't care about life, limb, safety of others, Wolverine is going to be an extra handful, even with Nightmare there and his foster mother and foster sister, each having their own unique abilities in the magical world. It's going to be tough because Wolverine is uh, on a good day one of the hardest killers you can come across and can't be stopped by any means. And even if he's not 100%, he's still a problem. So we go into the Winding Way Part 5 next month to get the conclusion of the story and what happens to the fate of the Soul Sword, of Kurt, of Christine Palmer, his maybe not girlfriend at the time. And after that, it's only one or two issues left to wrap up that particular volume of his series. After I'm done with this particular series, the next Nightcrawler story I'll be getting into is Way of X, and then get into Legion of X, in which he co-stars with Legion, David Holla, aka Charles Xavier's son. They seem to be making a religion, so to speak, to follow rules, regulations, um, and kind of policing those rules and regulations in the Legion of X story. Um, that just is wrapping up issue 6 or 7. So I'll get into that after the Way of X limited series. That takes place on Krakoa, and that deals with the return of Onslaught at the time. But yeah, Nightcrawler number 10 here. I like the cover still. The whole um, crew that's been on this book since day one is still on it. They finish up the series, and I like seeing Kurt's past. I like seeing him being spotlighted in his own books. I've always been a fan of him. To have that juxtaposition of looking like a demon, but still having the heart of wanting to be like a priest or being like Jesus in a sense, while you're looking like the devil is a very interesting blend of storytelling that can be done right, especially by such writers as Chris Claremont. I do like the writing in this story. I like the art a little bit better, but the stories have been good. I liked the first arc better so far. But yes, Nightcrawler, Winding Way 4 or 5, and thank you for stopping by. And until next time, peace. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. Peace, Snookums!